You know that heart fluttery, heart thumping feeling right before you do something big? The one that makes your stomach tie in a knot and your palms sweat and your brain whisper, "What the fuck do you think you're doing, Jen?" That was me, standing on the red dot at TEDx Sydney. Now, I've been working as a professional speaker for 25 years, but this was next level. It wasn't just about giving a talk. It was about giving a voice to something raw and real in me that the Western world is lost because we've silenced our elder wise women. So the fear was huge. The fear was huge, self imposed, but huge because it was bigger than any stage I'd stood on. Not physically, I've spoken to thousands of people at a time. This was 300 people on the red dot, and yet this was way huger in every way. And what I learned is that you can be scared and still do it anyway. And in fact, fear often shows up when we're exactly where we're meant to be, standing at the edge of our next evolution, our next breakthrough. And this is what helped me to move forward. Sweaty palms and all, fucking racing heart. I couldn't believe I could feel my heart. This is what we need to do. And I'm sure that these steps that I did will help you too to move through your next holy crap, can I really do this moment when it arrives. All right, number one is to feel the fear, don't fight it. So what I know is that what we resist persists. The more you try to be not scared, the more you'll be scared. It's just it's a reality. And so fear isn't the enemy. Our body's doing what it's meant to do, trying to keep us safe from something it's perceiving is going to be dangerous. And when we fight it, we burn up energy. It sucks the life out of us. And when we feel it, we can learn from it and stay grounded. So before I walked on stage, I didn't try to block the nerves. I breathed out for longer than I breathed in. So if I took a breath for 4 in, I breathed out for 8. I did my vagus nerve, 2 quick sniffs in and 1 long out. So, ah, put my hand on my heart. I wriggle my toes. I did all the things that I could do to ground myself. And it was like, I'm doing this. Now, I'm also an aromatherapist, so I totally used my oils. And in fact, on the day, Vetiver, my sanity saver blend I designed for keeping me grounded. I have a busy, go fast ADHD brain, and Vetiver essential oil grounds us. It brings the energy from our head down into our body. And it's like the roots on a tree. It's like they can go with everything that's thrown at it, and I found it really useful. So whether you do something like put a drop on the palms of your hands, although it smells like dirt because it's steam distilled from the roots of the plant, but a drop and just breathe it, a drop on a tissue. I actually put it onto the soles of my feet because our feet are waterproof, not oil proof, and energetically on that, it's a really grounding place to put it. So combination of the oils, my breathing, staying in my body helped me to get to the stage. That's it. So fear and excitement actually feel the same way in our body. How we breathe tells our body whether we're in survival mode or whether we're just super excited. So I choose to think of scary as being stretchy because all I'm doing when I'm scared, I'm just stretching my comfort zone. And this is number two. Reframing is really important. So scary shuts down our nervous system. Stretchy, thinking I'm stretching my comfort zone, it helps my body be curious. Wow, what's this about? What's going to happen? And when I reframed my TED talk to a stretch so that it wasn't a threat, my body softened. Now, was I still hyper focused? You betcha. But the story I told myself shifted from I might fail to I'm growing. And the next time this fear hits you, if you have that opportunity for it, ask yourself, what's on the other side of this? Because to the core of my being, I just wanted to share the story about it's time to bring our wise women back. You know, we were burned at the stake, or we were locked up and called crazy and then quietly erased. And I really wanted to bring this talk to the world. So the opportunity was that if I can help even one woman who hears the talk go, yeah, I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. I'm actually going to stand in my power. That's why I was there. Okay. And that's part of what was expanding me. So be curious. What's on the other side of it? And when we get that we're actually not breaking, we're just stretching, it's an easy reframe. Now, if you're into aromatherapy, I am an aromatherapist. So grapefruit essential oil is about being optimistic, thinking, yep, I can do this. This is okay. So same thing, drop on the palms of the hands. If you're into oils and want to pre-blend up a roller or something like that, even putting grapefruit and vetiver essential oil together would keep you optimistic but grounded at the same time, whichever. But either way, your citrus essential oils, grapefruit, sweet orange, lime, any of those, they help to flip that mental switch from dread to possibility. So use your oils. I love aromatherapy. Number three was, fear lives in the future. It does. It loves the future. That's where it relishes. And it lives in those what ifs. But what if this happens, Jen? Or what if that happens? What if I forget my lines? What? When we're grounded, we're just being. And the fastest way to calm down and come back here instead of being in the future is to breathe. Like I said, I did before I went on stage. There's some photos going around from when I'm waiting in the wings, waiting to go on stage, and I look so fucking scared. I was, I was. However, what I wanted to do was way bigger than my fear. It was more important for me to talk to the women of the world than it was to let myself just be scared. Okay, so again, yeah, I did the steps to stay as grounded as I could. And when I walked to the red dot that you stand on for the TED stage, I felt that carpet beneath my feet. I had shoes on, but I felt that caring, nurturing kind of solid, however nurturing base that I was standing on. And I pressed my feet firmly into that red carpet and found my breath. I paused for maybe 5 or 7 seconds before I said my first word. One inhale, breathe out twice as long for the exhale. And then one sentence at a time, I did it. So if you're being presented with a big time in your life, know this, that we can bring ourselves back to center. You're going to do this before you would go and do whatever the thing is, but name 3 things you can see. Name 2 things that you can touch and 1 thing that you can smell. All these things are doing is just getting yourself back in your body. And your body goes, okay, yeah, got this, I'm safe. When we're stuck in our head, you'll lose your shit. That's a reality. So everything we can do to get grounded, feel your feet on the floor. I'm a big fan of wriggling my toes. The audience can't see I'm wriggling my toes. Fuck, my toes were going flat out. Use aromatherapy. Do what you need to do to get yourself in your body and not just your head. So again, if you are an aromatherapy lover, lavender essential oil is a great oil for helping to balance out cortisol. So that's a great one. People think, oh yeah, it puts you to sleep. No, it actually just calms your nervous system. If I'm laying down to go to sleep, it will help me sleep. However, if I'm moving around and doing stuff, no, it doesn't. It actually just keeps me grounded. And then any of the wood oils, cedarwood, sandalwood, frankincense, vetiver. I'm a bigger fan of vetiver. Cedarwood essential oil is interesting because we use it to access our courage. And it takes courage to go and do a gig like I did last week. And our courage comes before confidence. People think I have to wait until I'm confident to do this. No, tap into your courage. And cedarwood essential oil keeps you grounded and standing strong so that you can tap into that. Okay. So number 4 is all about your courage. So who are your courage crew? Courage isn't a solo act and it's actually contagious. People go, wow, holy shit, Jen, look what you did. And it's catchy in the best way. So on TED Day, I felt the energy of every woman I was speaking for. Mothers, daughters, crones, wild ones, wise ones. Their presence kind of wrapped around me like a cloak. I did a post on social media 2 days before saying, this is it, guys, I'm going. Just send me all your good vibes on the day. I know every woman of the world couldn't be with me, but I wanted their mindful energy. So who are your courage crew? The ones who remind you who you are and when you forget. Because we do. When we get caught up in the future and all that stuff, we forget, yeah, Jen, you can just do this. Call or message them before your big moment. Doesn't matter what your big moment is. Everything's relative. What's big for me is not for you and vice versa. So like I did a call out on social media a few days before and said, guys, this is what I'm doing. I need help. Tell them the thing you're doing. Let them send their belief your way and stand in that. Practical. I had my assistant was there. My wife, Alice, was there. My accountant flew down. Like really good friends came to the event. However, I also drew on all the energy that I could from women around the world in advance. If you're into aromatherapy, rose essential oil helps us to bring down the walls that we put up to protect ourselves. So at that kind of event, it was so important for me to speak with an open heart. And then sandalwood essential oil, again, a wood oil, helps to ground, but sandalwood also protects that feminine, caring aspects of our aura. So imagine even just using those two oils helps us to open our heart and stay connected. Stay connected to love, belonging, and courage. Stay connected to the audience and stay connected to me. So Rose kind of says you're enough. And Sandalwood says, you got this. Stand steady. Number 5 is to reward the brave bit of you. Now, fear takes energy, like I said, but courage takes more energy. It's really hard. And I know every person on this planet has been presented in times in their life where they've had to take that step, cross that line from fear to courage to do whatever is that scary thing. And it doesn't matter how it went, we need to celebrate that we showed up. Showing up is the biggest part of success. So many people won't cross that line. I have so much respect for people who tap into their courage and cross the line. So after TED, as I record this, it's been a few days and I didn't overthink what I could have done better. Everyone can, in hindsight, go, oh, Jen, you could have done this and you could have done that. Like I always say, hindsight is great, but useless. Useless. Why? Because we can always reflect back. But in that moment, I did my best. I went for a surf. I went for a walk. I just connected with me. I potted around in the garden and pulled some weeds when I got home. I grounded that whole experience with deep gratitude. I let my nervous system know we did it. I could cry thinking about it. I fucking did it. You can relax now. What's your version of that? What do you do to ground yourself after something big? Is it a walk? Is it a long bath? Is it dancing in your kitchen? We need to acknowledge the fact that we did something big as I just wiped tears from my eyes. If you're watching this on YouTube, yes, you get to see me wiping tears from my eyes. I believe in keeping it real. We need to reward that part of us that dared greatly. Dared greatly. I'm such a big fan of Brené Brown's books, particularly her Dare Greatly one. I learned so much about courage by reading her book. I really recommend it if you haven't read it yet. I read it years ago when it first came out. But it's how we build our bravery muscle for next time, because life is always going to have more of these opportunities for us to stretch and grow. That's what living is. So my favorite essential oil for this kind of element of it is ylang ylang. So ylang ylang essential oil we use. Yes, it's heart opening. It's a great one to help us feel protected. But the biggest reason I use ylang ylang is that it helps us get that our expectations are our expectations. We can't control everything. And so that's where I say hindsight's great, but useless. I needed just to stay in the moment, enjoy everything that it was for me. For me, I did what I could do, to help spread this message to the world. And I also needed to look after me. So what's the BAM, bare ass minimum truth? Being scared doesn't mean that we're not ready. Being scared means that you're awake, you're alive, and standing at that doorway of something that matters. This talk mattered to me more than anything I've ever spoken on in my life. Gosh, we need to bring the wisdom of the woman back. The world needs us so badly. So as a side note, as you listen to this, please stop dimming your light to have others feel comfortable. Stop pretending that you're done and finished when this is the most excited time of your life to really get started. And stop apologizing for aging. You're a fucking legend. You're here. So many women never get to grow old. Their lives are stolen before their wisdom arrives. So please don't wish age away. We don't have to wait until you feel fearless to act. You just have to take one small step with your heart open. Use aromatherapy if that's what you need to support you. Use your courage crew to cheer you on. Fear's part of the journey, and courage is choosing to walk with it. We need the women of the world to stand tall. It has never been more important than now. please borrow my courage for overcoming this and go out there and live your best life. We owe it to the women coming behind us and to the women who've already been here before us. You are a wise woman. It's time to own it.